Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 18, I believe this is, which is also the season finale. I didn't realize that the season finale was this week, you guys, but good things do happen when you stay faithful. Made it back from Los Angeles early this morning, like at 2 a.m. So I am exhausted, tired. You know, that time difference is hard. Very emotional weekend, kind of still spilling over into this next week. So emotions still kind of high, y'all. I still can't believe it. But anyway, this review, child, we gonna get through it. They could have really kept this episode. I mean, they had to do it because of the fight, I guess. They figured they wanted to get a little bit more. And then this stuff with me and Gordon, child, we gonna get to it. All right. But the review. Let's get to it, shall we? I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with the review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? So, like I said, the show was really just about the fight, talking about the fight, placing blame on who was the reason for the fight, the cause of the fight, that kind of thing. Okay. So remember last week at the end, the cameras weren't running, but they let us hear the fight, how it started when Deborah and Candace started arguing. And then next thing you know, it was a full-on brawl out there. We saw Candace pick up a bottle as if she was going to do something. I didn't think she was going to do anything with that bottle either. Yeah, we did see the fight happen. Deborah get yanked down. It was so much commotion. I didn't even realize the other girl had got hit in the head. So yeah, it was a lot of confusion. At the end of the day, Deborah should not have been there. I don't care what Ashley says or does. She should have known better. Ashley thrives on the drama. She loves to put them type of situations together. She should have known, because everybody else knew, that that was a volatile thing, especially with Candace. We know how Candace is in her mouth. And so many times people cannot handle the things that come out of her mouth. So Deborah this time supposedly was upset that Candace and Wendy were talking about her. And she went up to Candace and was just like, I can hear you talking about me, say it to my face. Candace did tell her what she was saying, obviously. And that's when Deborah decided to hit her. And, you asked the girl, to tell it to your face, so what would you do? What you wanted? Ashley, Deborah, I don't know that Deborah. The Deborah that I know is, play date Deborah. They have kids, they get their kids together. That's the Deborah that she knows. I was just like, all this, she's held her down and all that. Ashley can be loyal to her friend if she wants to, but your friend is full of shit. Like Karen said, you cannot mix these girls. Ashley knew better. Now, this next event, like I said, they could have kept all this. Child, they could have kept all this. Only because when I looked at them pictures, I was just like, now who they were supposed to be? Maybe it was a cute little photo shoot, but nobody was giving me any of the celebrities or, the likenesses that they were supposed to be duplicating. Or replicating, I should say. So, the wigs were awful. I realize that it's a magazine and funds might be limited and everything, but I was just like, y'all couldn't do a little bit better on these wigs. You guys could have invested a couple of $1,000s and still got some decent looking. I was like, what the fuck do they have on? Everybody looked old. Nobody. How do you even mess up a Giselle who actually, her whole little look that she had with that Beyonce costume, it was cute. I was like, okay, they could at least make Giselle. Her hair was straight. I was just like, you could at least made her hair curly. Like, it was so many ways that they dropped the ball on that. But, I was just like, I guess it was the thought that counts. Child, I'm having a personal summer. It's uploading. Woo-hoo. But it is what it is, you guys. Speaking of Giselle is still looking like somebody who would rather be somewhere else. You guys know her father had just got out of surgery. And she just has that, like, I just need to get out of here look on her face. But, Giselle being who she is, you know, she's still there trying to get the scene. So anyway, while they're standing around, you know, Giselle says she just wants to thank, you know, some of the ladies that have really been reaching out, you know, and showing their love. You know, she really does appreciate, you know, some of the ladies that, and I was just like, see, these type of things are so unnecessary. It's just, I know you guys are going to be like, you know, well, it is some of the ladies. All the ladies are not reaching out to her and all that. But I just was like, you know, sometimes it's just the way that things are said. Now, I mean, I get it. I do get it. But I just hope you guys can understand what I'm saying. If she could have just been like, you know, many of you guys have reached out, thank you. You know, but the emphasis on the some of the, okay, I'm going to leave it alone because I already know what you guys are going to say about that. But she also did complain to Ashley that, you know, this fight left a stain on GNA. Okay. And I was like, nobody associates that fight with GNA. Nobody even thinks about GNA, you know? So the fight was just the fight. We had no idea what it was even about. You know, we had no idea when we originally saw the fight that it was at you guys' event. So if y'all don't say nothing about it, we ain't gonna say nothing about it either. Now, the funny part is came and she was in a boot. I mean, it's not funny that she's in a boot, you know. People, we getting older, we can't be having all these fucking injuries no more. But she's in a boot. I was saying the thing was funny because she was trying to hold Candace back when Candace jumped up with that bottle, you know, and thought that she was, you know, they thought that Candace might try to hit Deborah with it. And so, you know, Charisse was on her for real mama tip, was like, girl, now what was you gonna do with that bottle? Like, if you swung that bottle, what was gonna happen? You was gonna be in jail, right? That's exactly what I probably would have said too. Like, yeah, you know, certain things you're not, but like I said, Candace was not going to do that. But, you know, these girls have got to learn how to be able to communicate better without feeling like they just got to fight. I think the ladies on the show itself, the actual housewives, have got it now. But, yeah, not so much Deborah. That's why her ass shouldn't have been there. And the even funnier part about all of this is that they were trying to figure out a way to blame it on Candace. Now, Candace, like I said, is slick with the mouth. We know that. But Candace didn't throw no first blow. And, you know, people always be, you know, it's like, what y'all want? Sometimes y'all be like, well, you know, words hurt and words matter. And then other times it's just like, it's just words. And you guys shouldn't be, you know, hitting somebody just because what they said. So it's, you know, folks decide how they want to feel about what Candace does. But my whole thing is still Deborah. Even though Candace may have inflamed the issue, nobody is just going to blame Deborah. Nobody is going to say nothing about what Deborah did. No. Okay. And that's, I'm just like, and like Candace said, all this going to end up being my fault. Yeah, that's how they're going to do it. They don't want Candace on that show no more. They don't want Wendy on that show no more. If y'all didn't see that this season, then I know something. Karen is doing her part to try to save them, but they don't want them on that show anymore. Now, Ashley is still popping her puss and backpedaling. I can't think of the damn way that they say it, Alex and them, but Ashley is still trying to backpedal off of that whole thing. She said that she doesn't feel like she should take responsibility for Deborah because Deborah's a grown woman. And so she's just not going to, and you don't have to take responsibility for the fight, but you need to take responsibility for inviting the bitch in the first place. Shit she said about Happy Eddie, shit she said about Chris, when we saw on the reunion, we saw anyway all last season, but when y'all saw on the reunion that woman really, nobody was studying her ass, okay? And you should have known that nobody liked her, but now here you go. It didn't even make no sense for you to even invite Deborah again, okay? Unless you was waiting for some sort of moment to happen, just like it did. So Ashley can really just kiss my ass on all of the shit that she's trying to say, you know, but she's very matter of fact, you know. She's like, well, you know, and maybe in the future, I apologize for putting everybody in danger, you know, and in the future, I will think about, you know, who I bring around this group. I mean, the bitch hit the Kierna girl and busted her in the head. They said she had to get 13 stitches. What? Really? And this wasn't even a person that was on the show, you know, not a real actual housewife. And like Karen said, you guys opened up the door for people to think that they can come down here and just, you know, fuck us up. Like, feel like now, okay, it's time where we can just go, and if we have a problem with these housewives, we can go and beat them up or get into a fight with them and all that. Nobody should have to do this. Is a fucking reality show, you guys. This is not real life. You know, and now you got to be looking over your shoulder over some crazy bitch that's just trying to get a popularity, you know, and trying to have her moment on this show. No. So the women were mad. You know, Wendy said your friend definitely had an ulterior motive when she came here, and you should have known that. So, I mean, Ashley, the thing about Ashley is Ashley will try to take a little bit partial responsibility just to get the heat off of her. So that's kind of what she did. And she apologized to Candace. It looked like Candace did, you know, accept her apology and everything. So, you know, I guess we're going to move on from that. And Ashley said that, you know, she can't get down with Deborah, you know, after she thought about it long and hard, you know, some of the ways that Deborah has, you know, Ashley can't rock with it. So she's put the friendship on pause. Okay, Reed, she won't be on the show anymore, but she's still friends with her in real life. But getting back to like the event, the reason why they're there, you know, Nneka was the only housewife that was not a part of that photo shoot. Nneka does come, you know, and in good spirits. Like, I still feel like it's too bad that Nneka and Wendy couldn't figure it out, because as the season went on, I kind of liked Nneka a little bit more, but I feel like I don't know her. I can't trust her. You know, if she just, I mean, she played this season so wrong. I doubt she'll be back next season. I can see that maybe she might be cool, but just didn't really know how to, she just couldn't never get her footing on the show. Just came on all wrong, loud and wrong, loud and wrong. Now, getting back to the pictures, child, I was just like, what? No, nobody looks like nobody. I just don't understand. I mean, as a matter of fact, Robbins was probably the only one that I thought maybe slightly, if somebody would say, oh, she's supposed to be Mariah Carey, I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, I see it, you know. But yeah, I really wouldn't have seen it. But I mean, hers was the closest to maybe a Mariah Carey. But all them rest, I just was like, how do you guys drop the ball on Beyonce and Giselle? Make her hair curly, put her in a little outfit, and there you go. That damn wig she had, I was just like, no, just no. But like Mia said that apparently this was not the final pictures. This is just something to celebrate this iconic moment. You know, when she got on the microphone, she got celebrating this iconic moment with the girls. I guess she wanted it to be bigger than it was. I was just looking at the pictures like, okay, next. After Mia says what she says, then she was like, oh, you know, Daddy G has something to say. And child, I tell you, it's just painful almost for me. I get secondhand embarrassment whenever I see Gordon up there just big up in his wife when his wife is just totally done. Okay. And many people last week in my comments was like, we don't feel sorry for Gordon because Gordon left his wife, Mia, and all of that. And no, I don't feel sorry for Gordon in that way. I just hate to see a man who, you know, looked like they were strong and had pride and all of this. I hate to see them groveling, especially when we know, like the rest of the world knows, that Mia has moved on. So that's when I say I feel sorry. It's just sort of like, man, please stop it. This girl don't want to be with you. It's over. It is so over. I mean, boy, motherfucker ain't never been as over as these two. Yeah, that part is sad. But I mean, the event was cool. I still feel like some of the ladies are just delusional. You know, when they talk about moving this group forward as a sisterhood, I was just like, what kind of sisters are you guys? Like, you guys are not in a sisterhood. Nobody likes each other on this show. So whenever Wendy or anybody, but Wendy was the one this time, but whenever anybody talks about, you know, them being a sisterhood and them, you know, trying to, it's just like, y'all can't never move forward. You can't never move forward because it's always somebody that's got to get a dig in some kind of way. Okay. So yeah, they can miss me with the sisterhood shit. But the event is over. You know, they toast to Mia and the photo shoot and the magazine and all of that, you know, and then that's it. I guess that's when they were supposed to wrap. But much like last year when we found out about Robin and Juan, it's the same situation this time. You know, this time it's Mia and Gordon, though. So 3 months later, now we see that, and I'm assuming this all happened around the time that Gordon finally put out his video talking about Mia, you know, messing with the guy, getting the kids involved, that he had already given her a pass, blah, 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 because he was still on that same energy when they was talking in this scene. So 3 months later, the cameras are at the house, and it's clear that you abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. It's tense, and Mia is trying to talk to Gordon, and Gordon is kind of acting like a petulant child. It doesn't help that he has like this voice that's kind of high and, kind of whiny, and, he's trying to talk to her. And but it's like you just seeing somebody who is just over. Mia is trying to rewrite history with this whole situation about Gordon not having any money. She was like, 7-8 years she's been giving him money, and all this, and she doesn't agree with the way that he's falling out with his family and trying to sue him. And I was just like, girl, now you told us when y'all got together that, he had all this money and you guys had this business and all that. Now it's you giving him the money. Well, she might be doing that very thing now because Gordon is not in the family business anymore. And now he doesn't have any money, and she's the one now probably the breadwinner. But don't make it seem like this whole time you guys were together, Mia. You got to keep it real, girl. Just say, yeah, the shit done ran out. He didn't like the whole gold digger thing. But it was just like you didn't like it because what? It reminded you that you did get with a gold digger, or you thinking that it was a true relationship? Now, this shit has always been what is the word? Not intentional. This relationship was always contingent on you being able to take care of your beautiful young wife. Okay? Now she done had kids for you and everything. And Gordon started to really believe it. He just started to believe it, and that's just all it is. I mean, it would have kept on going if the business was good, but now that everything's that the fact that he, and she gonna say he falling out with his family and all, but I mean, and that might be true. Maybe she does feel a certain way about that, but I just think that Mia's over. He's all, you got that man involved, and now he, the kids, they see him. You see the kids around him all the time. One of them said, like, why is Mr. Ink trying to take your place and all of this? But then Gordon told, she was just like, but you can't like take my phone. And he was like, I just took it for 2 hours and locked her in the room, told her she needed to get some rest. She was like, you're not my daddy. I was just like, child, this is a fucking mess. Just so embarrassing for Gordon. Like I said, pick up the balls, man. Pick them up. Put them back in place. Mia has told him that she's in love with somebody else. Like, it's nothing worse than when you see somebody who wants to move on to another person, even though that's bad because she's still in a marriage and all of that. But what I'm saying is nothing worse than when somebody is completely checked out and then the other person really strongly wants it. It is so sad to see them kind of situations because the person that's checked out is just sort of like, I just don't even care. And that's how Mia, that man is her soulmate. There may have been some question that her oldest child is this man's kid, which is like too bad because now you done dragged your son in this. And if Mia does make it back to the show next season, I think it's going to be talk about what's going on with that son and whether or not he's the father and all that. And now you've got your kids in this, and that's never good, So I don't know if Mia knows that she's going down a road that, and then if this shit don't work out with this Mr. Ink thing, it's going to be bad for her because people going to have a lot to say. I just was like, girl, you just did things backwards. I mean, ain't nobody saying you had to stay with Gordon if that's not what you wanted to do, but could you have at least got away from the man first? All this open relationship, and then what do you think happens in open relationships? People catch feelings all the time. Then it gets difficult because now you got a person that you married to this person, but then you in love with somebody else, and your person gave you the past, but then the person got all these. It's just too much mess. So watching them and having that conversation, I was just like, man, Gordon, it's done. Like, it is so done. It's done. And Mia, no, we don't think that Mia is the damsel in distress and all that. I think that Mia calculated, like we know, that this man was old but had money, and she went on and worked it out with him. But now she's done. She's done. I mean, she is so done. She was like, Gordon, that's not fair, when he mentioned the son. And he was like, if you want fair, go to a carnival. Okay. But he was like, if you want to go, I'm not going to keep you here, then bye. Okay, well, why are you locking her in rooms and shit? Okay? That don't sound like a person that's done to me. So, child, it is what it is. Mia and Gordon, I mean, it's not the big scandal that I think that Real Housewives of Potomac thought it was going to be, because we already knew that Mia was in it for just one reason. All right? It got more difficult because they did have kids, but she probably, when she was having them kids, was also thinking about, you know, if this nigga get to tripping, I can get child support. Now it's like, girl, you ain't even gonna be able to get child support, really, because Gordon ain't got no money. All right? And it looked like he's spending all the money trying to sue his family. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about that, honey. But Mia is not even really emotional about it like Gordon is. She don't care. She don't care, y'all. But anyway, the reunion is starting next week. And I guess it's going to be 3 episodes of reunions like normal. And that's going to make them end on a, you know me, that's going to make them end on a uneven number, which just really bothers me. I don't know why, but is it going to really be 21 episodes? That's weird to me. But anyway, you guys, that was the season wrapped up. Season 8 of Real Housewives of Potomac. What y'all thought about the episode? All right, you guys, that is it. I'm going to get off of here. We are going to do top of the blogs. I'm going to do some kind of top of the blogs tomorrow. I think I'm going to post this evening, you know, for you guys to give me comments. I haven't been on Instagram really for the last 5, 6, 7 days, you know, so I don't know nothing that's going on. I don't even know if there's anything to talk about. I mean, it's always something. But yeah, we're gonna do top of the blogs. Remember, this is the week we starting a new schedule. Top of the blogs on Tuesday, top of the blogs on Friday, Real Housewives of Potomac on Monday. Okay, and when Real Housewives of Potomac is done, then we gonna tweak the top of the blog schedule too. You guys, we're gonna still keep it. Try to have 4 videos a week, you know, but yeah. But we'll talk about it more in the next top of the blogs, you guys. The one on Thursday. All right. Make sure that you thumbs up the video, comment, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm Roxanne. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.